Yeah, so I didn't get up till like 11 this morning. I was just really tired. I don't know
Oh,
why.
really?
I just couldn't get up. So I kind of just stayed in bed, and I finally got up. I had breakfast.
What'd you eat?
Um, I had cinnamon puffins.
What the fuck is that?
Cinnamon puffins. It's you don't know that, you don't know that
No, I
Barbara,
actually don't know what that
the
is.
brand Barbara makes it. They're like just like little like pillows.
Oh,
These are
cool.
cinnamon ones. It's just nice. It's a very kind of basic but good cereal. And then I had some eggs. I'm eating mostly vegan now,
Oh yeah,
completely.
because you're living
Yeah,
with.
I'm living with. And so I had some oat protein milk. And then yeah, I did some Fortnite until I rage quit. And then I've been playing Benton Cosmic Destruction, so I knocked out a bunch of those levels. Yeah. What about you?
Um, honestly, I woke up, decided to go to music history, then decided to not go to music history, then decided to go to music history. I
Uh-huh.
got in the car, drove, and then didn't find parking, so I didn't go to music
Oh
history.
Jesus.
Um, I'm not even joking. This is actually what happened. So I came back. I did some work,
Yeah.
some timeline stuff for classes.
Mm-hmm.
Played some more God of War Ragnarok, which I've been
Oh,
playing a ton of.
weird.
Very
Yeah.
fun,
Nice.
boy.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad that's good.
no, it's really it's worth the hype. And then I did some more work until around 12, where I left for work at the comic book shop. Worked there till around 7:30. Talked to a bunch of people that were either happy or pissy about Black Panther, saying how
Hmm.
dare they make Namor Latino like or
Mm-hmm.
Hispanic. Don't they know that he's supposed to be Roman? That's his name is Roman backwards. And yeah, so that was fun. And
I
then I
thought that
came
was a
here.
funny explanation of no more, no love.
Yeah, I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so yeah, that's been my day. But then I had this awful customer, and his address was like this weird ass number. So it was,
Mm-hmm.
and then his name was.
Mm-hmm.
So like I
I
don't
think
even
his
know.
middle name is.
Ah, got it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was just gonna.
I already invaded his home.
Oh, okay. So welcome to the Cosmic Panel.
Welcome.
Obviously, you've heard our days. We got a pretty cool, I would say, varied list for this week. But yeah, no. Elias, you want to start it off with your first pick?
Yeah, let's kick it off. Let's see what I got. Oh yeah, I got Iron Man 25. This is the final Christopher Cantwell issue, which I'm kind of sad to see him go. Well, I am sad to see him go. And I think this is going to have a bunch of different issues and a bunch of different writers, not just Cantwell. So I will be curious to see how they wrap everything up for him. I already know that there's another Iron Man book announced.
Yeah,
I don't know, is it next month or January?
I think it's literally next month, and it's like
Yeah,
they're giving him the Peter Parker treatment where everyone's angry at him,
yeah.
which
Um,
is like so overdone.
it's a shame. I feel like Cantwell, his run in summation was a great reminder of classic Iron Man characters that never get to see the light of day anymore,
Yeah,
but bringing them into a modern age and doing it in a fun and refreshing way that still gives us, classic Tony Stark vibes, but shows a lot of character development for Tony too.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. After being so long, weirdly, like either being an AI or dead or
yeah,
weird amalgamation between the two, like it's nice to see him kind of be normal,
yeah,
or as normal as Tony Stark can be.
exactly. Just doing doing
He's
his
Iron
his
Manning.
usual Iron Man stuff. And so this is going to be a big special. Looks like we have Jerry Dugan,
Ooh,
Kurt Busiek, and some other writers as well that are going to guest star on this. And this is the Legacy 650th issue of Iron Man. So we're 650 issues deep. into Iron Man. So
650 more.
on to 650 more.
Yeah.
Iron Man
Hopefully.
2099. Maybe we'll live to see it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not dying until I hit the 2099 year.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the rule I made for myself as
that's
well.
that's also the rule. I'm not allowed to die until Spider-Man 2099 is the main character, or
Imagine
until
by
they
then
finally
Marvel.
give up and push him way ahead.
Yeah, I wonder if comics will just go under as an industry by that time.
Definitely not.
You don't think
I,
so?
I I legitimately don't think so because so many companies cherry pick IPs from this.
Yeah, that's true.
Like even a solo story works for like literally instead of having writers' rooms, you just go to a comic book shop and just choose a book.
Yeah, that's true.
They're basically films just written out, storyboarded, and written for you.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'll miss Christopher Cantwell on this series, but you know, we'll keep going and we'll see what happens. It's one of those things that there's really no great solution to. Iron Man's such a huge character, you have to have an ongoing book of him at all times.
Yeah,
That's their rule.
yeah,
Um, is it going to be good or not is always the problem, but we'll
yeah.
see.
Also, Riri's going to be one of the main characters in the new book, so
Okay, that makes sense.
that'll be interesting to see her interact more with Tony. Speaking of which,
Yeah,
last issue, did you like Riri the way she was written? I didn't. I liked everything up until the point where she started arguing for the rings, because
yeah,
that felt very out of character for both Tony Rhodey for agreeing and her,
yeah,
because like she's never dealt with them before. Two,
yeah,
um, Tony was trying to destroy them, which is like honestly the reasonable answer in my opinion,
yeah,
and Rhodey just allowed that to happen. Like what?
yeah. I think we are seeing a sudden change of Ironheart's character because of the movie. That's just my theory,
Mm,
um, of how they're gonna treat her. But I don't know. I think that we need to take her more seriously as like an adult character now in the
yeah,
books. I think that's what they're trying to do because she's just really been champions and been in younger teams. So maybe that's their idea. Um, yeah, I thought Tony was right to be pissed
yeah. Like
with
he was
her,
even like, "Let's
and
take half," and she was like, "No," and I was like, Why? What? Why would you
yeah,
not
she was
at
just
least
like,
agree to that? Like you don't need all 10 to study them. What?
yeah, she was being a little stubborn, which was weird, but
No, it was very weird. Which I'm like, I'm fine with stubborn, but like this was stubborn without previous
yeah, it was
previous
just like I
history to
don't
back it up.
right. It was out of nowhere, just kind of like
Because I like the way that she was written
aggressive.
up until that point, though. Like the quip, the black hole thing, like that was funny.
Yeah,
Her like going in and like basically pretending to be Cobalt Man,
right.
like that was all cool. I like
Yeah.
that. But yeah. So for me, next up, I have GCPD, the Blue Wall.
Mm.
I'm legitimately surprised by how good this is.
I was
Obviously,
surprised to see it in your top five.
yeah. Obviously, the Blue Wall has a lot of connotations with police brutality and etc.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and GCPD is obviously in DC universe known as like the most corrupt, like police. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So I really love that they're using Renee Montoya and GCPD as a way to explore police brutality and its effect on minority populations and etc. So basically, the first issue had an officer chasing after someone, and he was a kid, and she didn't shoot him. Like it was he was just reaching into his pocket, which was like probably to like pull out identification or something. I forgot exactly what it was. It was nothing dangerous, but he was just running because it was cops chasing after him.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a rookie, and she didn't shoot him, and she got an award for not shooting him.
Wow.
And it was very interesting to see her be like, I didn't not take the shot because he wasn't dangerous. I didn't take the shot because I was scared. And it was interesting to see Renee Montoya basically grapple with that on top of I mean, having to deal with Batman. He doesn't appear in the book, but like he's mentioned,
Right.
which I like. I like that he's not in the book. He's not prevalent
Yeah.
in the book because it's not about him.
Right.
It's about the police station,
Mm-hmm.
and I like that Renee Montoya is being put on this pedestal, but she herself is like, I'm not even a good cop.
Hmm.
Like I worked my way here, but now I'm doing nothing. I can't even reform the system, and it's really interesting because we're taking from the perspective of three rookies, the one that
Uh,
didn't take the shot, and then two other ones. And so this next issue has Officer Wells, who's a minority character, also um, going into do paroles. He's a parole officer, so obviously, if you don't know what a parole officer is, they go in, uh, they check up on people that are on parole to make sure that they are following the rules, aka not using drugs, not associating with criminals, etc. And that can be a pretty difficult job. But it's interesting to balance that with also being a minority person. So I'm wondering how this is going to go. But yeah, this has been a surprisingly well written book from DC, which I did not expect because of how dangerous misrepresenting this topic can be.
right. So I'm glad that they got good writers on it.
I know. I was very surprised, and it's John Ridley, who, if you don't know, is currently writing "I'm Batman" and Black Panther.
Word. Word.
So, yeah, no, he's writing. I actually prefer his writing on this more than Black Panther right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good. But yeah, what about you?
Cool. Next up, I have Astronaut Down, number 5. That's the conclusion of this story. This was a pitch from Lukas. He said to check this book out. Haven't seen a lot from Aftershock, so this was, I guess, my first really time diving into their stuff, and I was really impressed by this book. Astronaut Down has equal parts sci-fi, uh, political commentary, and drama. Um, there's a lot of interpersonal drama, and there's a lot of great political commentary that I really enjoy.
Yeah,
You know, the obvious connection can be made to like COVID or any you know big disease or plague. It's a really cool way to show you know how those characters can interact when given a more super sci-fi environment.
yeah, and it's not even that like crazy of a sci-fi concept of, oh, this disease mutated to the point where literally it's making everything inhospitable.
Yeah, it's just it's what we could experience to 1,000. It's just
Yeah,
like
exactly.
an elevated level of that. Um, yeah, it's been a really fun ride. I got to just binge it all uh, in one sitting, and I'm really hyped to read 5 and see how they wrap this up.
What do
Um,
you think of the main character? I think he was very well written.
he's cool. He's like on the surface is very basic, but you learn more and more about him as they go.
Yeah,
And it's like a very gradual learning process, and you kind of come to empathize with him. And then issue 4, he's finally like, he's
happy.
he's finally happy, and the directive says to just enjoy the rest of your life here, even though he's not technically on his reality. Um, so at the end of that issue, at the end of issue 4, the scientists of that reality said, "Hey, we can save your reality too. We can save your world,
But you will
um,
die.
but you will die." So that'll be really interesting to see. You can't have a happy ending. It was too good to be true, I guess.
Yeah, well, if
But
he
it's a
chooses.
right if he chooses. But it's a very logical. Everything has been like a very like good increase of um, intensity and drama every issue. Um, and yeah, I find this is a really cool book. It looks like Aftershock has a lot of other cool stuff to offer too. So, but yeah, so this is a really great book from Aftershock, and I hope to see more from him. I meant to shout out the writer to James Patrick. Yeah, James Patrick, and he only has like a few books out ever, and it looks like he's just gotten started on this Aftershock run this year. So yeah, really excited to see how this wraps up. What's
Yeah.
next for you?
So next up, I have Stargirl: The Lost Children. This is going to be a limited series by Jeff Johns.
Huh.
I mean, I like Jeff Johns as a writer. The last book that we had, the Golden Age one, did some interesting hints at stuff, and some stuff I didn't really like hinting
Yeah,
that
still gotta read that.
Joker is going to have a kid, which I don't really like the idea of Joker being sexualized in any way. I just feel like he should be like an asexual monster. Like I feel like that's the best description of him.
I'll be interested to see how they handle
Yeah,
it. But it is very much like a cliche next move for like any comic
yeah,
character
like
now.
they have a
For
secret
like
kid,
this character, yeah, this character has a secret kid.
and like them to become
We'll
a
see how
Robin
they
is
we'll see
like
how they deal with it.
okay.
Yeah, they it's a twist.
But yeah, no, should be interesting. But yeah, this one is about Stargirl, which I mean, they've canceled the TV show, but the TV show was pretty good. And this is about her reforming the Justice Society and basically discovering other characters from the Golden Age, teenage heroes from the Golden Age, that have been quote unquote lost to time. So it should be interesting. I'm excited, and yeah, sounds fun.
Nice. Todd Knox doing art on that as well. He's done a lot of stuff for Marvel.
Yeah, a lot of
so
Young
that's cool.
Justice.
Next up for me, I got Thunderbolts #4. This has been a fun, light series, but still important to see what's going on with the laws of superheroing in New York right now in the Marvel Universe. Hawkeye so far hasn't been having much luck with this team.
I loved last issue's ending though, of like both what's his name, Guts and Glory just being like to Monica and him like,
Yeah.
shut up, you guys are both leaders, get your shit together. You tell him what to do before you fucking wait for him at the sidelines, and you get your head out of your ass. Like I love that he was just brutally honest.
Yeah, I'm really loving this new character.
Yeah, I
wasn't expecting to like him so much, but he's
thought
great.
he was just going to be a Cable ripoff, to be honest.
Yeah, but he really does. It's funny, like in the book, they're like, he has mystery. People love mystery, and so we don't know a lot about him yet. But he seems to have his shit together. He's very like gets his shit done, and seems to have strong character, like literally character is very strong. So yeah, so he's been a lot of fun. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with him next, and maybe we'll see an up tilt in their luck. Looks like this issue is going to have Terminus in it, which is a cool obscure.
I was going to say I don't really know this one.
He's I think he's originally an FF villain. So yeah, this will be a lot of fun. This has been a good book. And I think it's just limited. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's limited.
Oh, is it? I thought it would be an ongoing, to be honest, but I guess that makes sense.
I think it's just a 5-issue limited, which is all right. I guess it won't overstay its welcome, but it is interesting because Luke we want to see more of Luke as the mayor, and we want to see more of what's going to happen in New York, because basically, as far as this book is saying, no other heroes are allowed to operate in New York right now.
Yeah, the law's still in effect.
I think it's a cool, area to work within.
I like that Luke is frustrated.
Yeah, Luke's like, stressed.
If he had hair, he would be losing.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up for me is Immortal X-Men. This cover, one of the best I've seen for any X-Men book, period.
I love Mark Brooks on X-Men stuff.
The Immortal X-Men covers have been amazing, but holy fuck, this is so good. Like Destiny and Mystique just in 1890 London gear. But yeah, apparently this is apparently inspired by like Jack the Ripper, and apparently Sherlock Holmes is going to be in this story. My guess is either Sherlock Holmes is an actual person or Mystique is Sherlock Holmes. With Destiny helping her, quote unquote, answer the
mystery.
Yeah, exactly. So it should be very interesting. I love seeing Destiny and Mystique's romance.
Yeah.
I love seeing their older stuff because we don't really we know that Mystique is very old, but we don't really get to see as much as we would like to. So this is nice. And
so this is like a flashback story?
Yeah, this is a flashback story.
Oh, cool.
So her and Destiny have been together for a long time.
Neat.
Which is why when Destiny died, she was like, I need to find a way to revive her, and etc. And then
Yeah.
she got Krakoa to revive her. But yeah, no, I've been loving the series. Every issue feels like it's been focusing on a specific character so far. First one was an overall. One was about Hope. Third one was about Destiny. Fourth one, Emma Frost. Next one was Exodus, Sebastian Shaw, Nightcrawler. This one's about Destiny and Mystique. I'm guessing it's mostly focusing on Mystique specifically. Next one is Sinister. And then finally, we're getting a book about Charles.
Oh, good.
So I'm pretty excited. This is leading into Sins of Past or whatever the event's called.
Another X-Men event?
Yeah, so they're doing an X-Men
Okay.
event with Sinister.
Okay.
Yeah, Sins of Sinister.
Okay.
Which I mean, it looks very entertaining. Next up for you.
Next up for me, I have Blade Vampire Nation #1. Finally, a book that we've been asking for. I need some more Blade time, so this is
Blade
going to
in
be
a
that.
Western.
Yeah, Western Blade, sheriff style. This is going to be a lot of fun. The last time that we got to see this was in the Death of Doctor Strange one shot, which I loved. I thought that was
Which
really
was
cool.
really good.
Yeah, really sweet. So this is a limited, but it's going to give us some much needed time with Blade and seeing how he's doing sheriffing Chernobyl and the Vampire Nation. There's a lot of politics in this.
Every time I hear Chernobyl and Vampire Nation, my brain just goes, "Oh yeah, they're living in Chernobyl, huh?"
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy, but awesome. Like it's perfect. There's always a lot of vampire politics to be talked about in this. And now that the Tutor and Moon Knight has been, moving forward with his vampire work and had representatives from Chernobyl at the dinner celebration, this will be interesting to see how that ties into that. So really, really hyped to check this out. Mark Russell's the writer. I have read some of his stuff, but the artist I do not recognize. Miko Suyan.
Yeah, I don't really recognize him either.
Oh, that's the. I think that must be the cover artist. I think they just didn't specify that. The interior artist looks like Dave Wachter. Dave Wachter. Yeah, so this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm definitely excited for some Blade time.
Yeah, we've been asking for Sheriff Blade for a while.
Yeah. So
I mean, I personally want an ongoing with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been very conflicted, with certain series that Marvel's been doing. They roll out new books like constantly, but often they're just limited. So once that limited's over, another limited takes its place and kind of just goes on like that. But
especially weird since they're setting up Blade's daughter too.
Yeah, that'll be interesting too to see how they deal with that. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Next up for me is Something Is Killing the Children. I mean, we were on hiatus for a while. The last issue came all the way back in July. We had a major character death, which hurt. The new monster is really cool. Erica, I'm gonna be honest, is kind of fucked. She doesn't really have anywhere to go. So yeah, everyone that's been kind of in her corner is gone, and she's kind of just on her own now. So the question is, will she be able to survive or kill this monster? Because now she has a human monster, like this awful woman that loves killing people after her. She's the hunter for hunters, basically.
Okay.
So it's like, can Erica survive that? Because this woman has no mercy. She's the one that killed the major character last issue. So it's like, we fucking hate her.
Yeah, you love to hate her. My final pick for this week is Namor's Conquered Shores book. I'm itching to read more Namor after seeing Wakanda Forever. So this is a really fun book dealing with a possible future where Namor is, well, he's not the ruler, uh, but the Atlanteans are the predominant species on Earth, and most of the Earth has been flooded. Um, this is a really cool kind of, you know, political slash economic, environmental rather, story that we're dealing with. And Christopher Cantwell is writing this. Um, so very well written. The dialogue's great. The character interactions are really awesome. Last issue we saw Namor, the help of Steve, encounter Luke Cage, who's very, reluctant to see Namor. Basically, obviously the remaining humans are very against Namor. So this has been a very, very neat series. I always love some Namor time. So this has been a great, great read. And yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes.
I loved the line, I held the baby in my hands for 3 minutes and then
Yeah,
it died. I was like, wow, that is dark.
yeah, it's
But
heavy.
it's a cool dark take. It's kind of like the old man Logan of Namor, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, you say that. Yeah,
But I like seeing the serious Namor. It's so rare that we see Namor that isn't like kill, fight our enemies, rip them apart. Like,
yeah, it's great. It's a mature look at him.
and my top pick is Junkyard Joe #2.
Junkyard Joe.
Did you ever get to read Junkyard
I
Joe
haven't
number?
yet. I haven't yet. Oh, I gotta write it down on my list.
You definitely got to write it down. It is so good. Basically, it is a war story mixed with an emotional heartbeat for a robot. You come to love the robot very, very quickly, even though he shows no emotion.
Hmm.
At least not physically.
Mm-hmm.
You come to love the soldiers, even though you know that more than likely most of them are not going to make it back. And it shows a very interesting look on the Vietnam War. And yeah, I mean, apparently it's part of the same universe as Geiger. I never read Geiger, but
Oh,
one of
okay.
the comic book shop people that I know said it was a really good series. And apparently Junkyard Joe's an antagonist in that series, so this is kind of like a prequel for that.
Oh, hmm.
Which I didn't know. I wouldn't know from
Cool.
the first issue, but
This
yeah,
is
the
Image, right?
series. Yeah, this is Image written by Jeff Johns.
Oh, wow.
He's been fully back into the industry.
I did not realize he was writing an Image book. That's cool.
Yeah, no, he is 100% back in the comic industry right now.
Hmm. Cool.
Whether it be JSA or this stuff, I guess.
Nice.
Image Geiger, and this is gonna be modern day, which is really interesting. Because now it's going from 1972 Vietnam era to now the current times,
Hmm.
and we're going to see one of the soldiers that was originally in the first issue, now 50 years older,
Oh, okay.
who
Cool.
has gained money off of his quote unquote Junkyard Joe newspaper strip,
Hmm.
which is based off his experience, obviously, in the first issue. So I'm very excited. It's been very heartfelt, surprising.
Yeah, I definitely gotta check it out. So this has been the weekly polls for November 16th. A lot of new books we discussed today. Make sure you're checking them out. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, support your local comic shop, and read comics. Catch you guys next time.
Peace.